Do you think that deporting so-called Hispanic migrants will make the lives of foundational Black Americans better in the United States?
100%. You know what I mean? There's countless stories of our children going to school with their children and they being discriminated against, being called nigger and monkey and all that when the Latinos got the upper hand. When the Latinos got, I'll give you one example. I'll give you a great example. Well, hold on, let me say this. Well, it's countless stories, but when Latinos go to an all black school, and we don't do no shit like that. That's like frowned upon. You black kids will beat your ass if you doing something like that. I got another example of Nori Martinez in L.A. She's a city council. She was a city council member. She sat up there calling black people monkeys, and she's sitting around talking about how she wants to undermine her black constituents. She wants to undermine her black constituents and give the resources to the Latinos when it was when black people when it was more black people in LA. We never did that. There's no black version of Honore Martinez. We don't do shit like that. Even with the gang members out there, they writing nigger killer on the wall. So this comes from their anti-blackness comes directly from their homelands. They're anti-black against the dark-skinned people in their homelands. So you know what I mean. So 100%, if it's less enemies around, just by default, life will get better.
Now, for that, from my experience, I'm what people would consider um, Black and Hispanic based on my lineage. Mom is Puerto Rican. Her mom was a Black Borican Indian. My dad's mom was a Black Borican Indian. Um, my dad's father was a very dark skinned man from Ecuador. Descendant of Incans. And I grew up. I was born and raised here in New York City, in Harlem. I went to schools with Black people and Hispanic people predominantly, and what you said I've never experienced. Now I'm just giving you my own experience. I've never felt nothing but love from the so-called Black community, and I've never seen any type of. Well, let me rephrase that. And I've also seen nothing but love from the Hispanic community towards the Black community. Now I will add this. I will add you, especially using that example you gave of that Hispanic council member, I believe you said from California, right? I do believe when people feel taken advantage of, they will try to do whatever they can to get more of an advantage, even if it means sowing discord between unified groups. That's just my opinion. I've seen how the oppressor can play dark-skinned Black people against light-skinned Black people, and now we have people hating each other because one is lighter than the other, or having a dark-skinned Puerto Rican woman with more textured and curly hair, and having a light-skinned Puerto Rican girl talk about her hair is bad or that she has good hair. So I can understand that, but I think that's all that's all very strategic in keeping us separate from one another.
Well, I don't agree with you on that because I mean they told us bad stuff. They told us bad stuff about everybody. We didn't fall for it. We didn't fall for it. That was us talking about black and brown lives. That was our idea. It could be a black man get killed, and we would say, yeah, that black man that was wrong how they did that black man, and then right after that they would say that's why black and brown people need to stick together. Black and brown it had nothing to do with a so-called brown person, nothing. So you know what I mean, that was us. You mentioned groups feeling I guess like disenfranchised or
Yeah,
being
like taken advantage of, and so they're trying to do whatever they can to get more an advantage, which would be
nobody's been taken advantage of more than the foundational Black American. Nobody in the history of the planet. We were their slaves, but we didn't fall for that. We didn't fall for that. The other groups came over here and they went with the winner. Where with the winner is they sided with the winner. We never did nothing like that. Like when if it was a Latino artist, he was doing black music, we would put him on BT, put him in our shows, put him in our movies. You don't see that in reverse. You don't see you never seen a black guy on Telemundo. You never seen a
I
black guy hosting the Latin Music Awards.
see that's that's why I think many people may not grasp the concept. When I look at a dark skinned man that was raised in the South, let's say Tennessee, and I look at a dark skinned man from Haiti, and I look at a dark skinned man from Dominican Republic, and I look at a dark skinned man from Puerto Rico, I don't see any difference. Uh, they'll all be a black man, right?
What about an African?
Well, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we know and teach that Africans do not descend from the people that we do. That
No, I mean,
African,
what if you seen an African on the street? Would you say that's a black man? If you just seen a regular African on the street? Because I mean, because you mentioned Haiti, America, you mentioned these Puerto Rican. You
correct,
mentioned,
and I did that deliberately.
no,
Now
I know you did. That's why I asked you about the African.
I'm from New York City, so I have always noticed there's just something different with a person from an African country that is either born here or comes over here. I went to high school with an international school that were filled with African students, and there was always something physically different when I looked at my brother Jamal or my brother Gerald that came and born and raised in Brooklyn, or from East Harlem. There was always something different. So right off the bat, just growing up in that experience, I always noticed some type of physical difference. So that's just my opinion.
I mean, you know me, I say all of us is different. The so-called black people, nobody can really identify what's black. No, nobody really can identify that. It'll go so many places, you know what I mean? But I don't see myself as the same. I'm a black American. I'm 100% black American. All my lineage traced back to the plantations of the South. Um, I don't see myself as the same as a Haitian or as a Jamaican or as a Puerto Rican or a Dominican or a dark skinned Mexican, whatever. I'm not the same. Like I have a different story, a different heritage, a different lineage. We practice a different culture. We eat different foods. We have a different story. I trace back, like I said, to the south of here in the United States, to the plantations. Like I didn't come to America for a better life. You know what I mean? I came to America on a slave ship. The people that did that wasn't the Africans that did come here on from slavery came here on a slave ship, or I came here on a different type of ship, an explorer ship. You know what I mean? The Black Moors. That I believe that's a part of who I am. They're my ancestors. The Black natives, the dark skinned natives that were here. That's a part of my ancestry. So you know what I mean? I didn't come here. I didn't fly here. My family been in this country before a plane was even in the sky. So I'm
Got it.
not saying.
So one last question before I bring the other brother on, because I want to bring everyone up here to get their
Appreciate you
thoughts.
too. I appreciate the conversation. I really do.
No swimming. As a foundational Black American, and considering your heritage and roots and culture to be based here in America, do you also identify and align yourselves with people that are in Africa, in different countries in Africa?
No, I don't. I don't identify with them. They have a different culture. They have a different. Now, do I have African lineage? 100%. That's undeniable. That's undeniable. That's undebatable. If you're trying to debate that with me, I can't even have that real conversation with that. But no, I'm not the same. We've been through an ethnogenesis here in this country. You know what I mean? That makes us unique, a different type of people. Can I identify with maybe a dark skinned guy walking around in America, some of the stuff that he might go through? Yeah. But as far as we being the same people, absolutely not.
So you wouldn't align yourself with Africans then?
When you say align yourself, like what do you mean?
For instance, so foundational Black Americans trace their roots to being here in America, and I believe, correct me if you're wrong, you said that it's very possible or likely or a fact that many were brought from Africa here, and that the difference is just, you said, an ethnogenesis, I believe you said it was.
Yep.
So if we were to take all that away, then would you just rather consider yourselves to be Africans that were just, brought here and raised here and had to suffer through tribulations here in America, but you would still be African?
Well, I mean, I can't take away my ethnogenesis. I can't. That's what make me who I am. So I can't take that away. I can't. That's what will make a Puerto Rican their ethnogenesis on the island of Puerto Rico, or a Jamaican is their ethnogenesis in Jamaica, or a Chinese man, his ethnogenesis in China. So that's what makes you who you are. Like your culture on the land, your experience on the land. That's what makes you a new ethnic group, then eventually a new people. So
Okay.
I can, yeah.
We calling on everybody. Every Thursday night, we got a radio show called Cross the Line Radio. You can call in and talk about anything you want. We can talk about the virgin birth, immaculate conception, is Jesus God, who we should pray for, is salvation for everyone, can everyone be saved? Listen, all you gotta do is call us up Thursday night, 10 p.m. The number is 917-779-9499. Cross the line if you think you got what it takes.
Hey, yo, check it out. Make sure you go on crossthelineradio.com right now and sign up. It's the only place you're going to get the exclusive content.